These are my top 5 tips on how to thrift like a pro, coming from someone who's been thrifting since before it was cool. And yes, there was a time where people did not think thrifting was cool. First tip is to thrift at the beginning of the week, at the top of the morning, or just at random times of day. That will ensure that everything is freshly restocked, it's the least pick through, and hopefully the least amount of people so that you could freely roam through the racks and you don't have to awkwardly go around people with your cart. My second piece of advice, which I feel like is very slept on, is to set your intentions before you go to the thrift store, or at least just envision what it is that you want to get. Whatever the item is, go into your thrifting experience with the intention that you will find that item and that item is there. And trust me, you guys, it sounds crazy, but this has worked for me so many times. I feel like once your mind is fixated on something, it will try to find it, and it truly does work. My third piece of advice is to never sleep on the kids section. I feel like a lot of people just skip over the kids section because they figure it's kids clothes, especially if you don't have kids. But that is exactly why it is the best section to go. I have found so many gems in adult size in the kids section, and some little baby tees as well that could maybe be kids clothes, but also something I could wear. My fourth piece of advice is to listen to your hands. And what I mean by that is you're gonna have to get dirty at the thrift store. Touch every single piece of clothing. This tip is especially true for the bins. I know a lot of people recommend to go with gloves, or a lot of people just prefer to go with gloves, but I personally never go with gloves, and I've never had an issue, knock on wood. I have found so many gems by going to the bins without gloves, and I'm not condoning this in any way because I know probably some dirty things living in the bins, but it really does help when I'm able to just reach in and feel the different fabrics, and then I can pull something out that other people might have just skipped over if they have gloves on. But I feel like you could just really tell by touch what fabric is good quality fabric. But yeah, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. And my fifth piece of advice is be prepared to take your time at the thrift store. I feel like all of the people that I have talked to that are like, oh my gosh, how do you find all these amazing things at the thrift store? I'm there for 3+ hours sometimes. Like, I am in there digging and I do not mind it at all. I love it. I just pop in a little AirPod, a little headphone, play some music, and I just disassociate and go into Thriftland. But a lot of the people that have told me that they're unsuccessful at the thrift store usually only go for like 20-30 minutes tops. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll find one or two things in that amount of time, but if you really want to find the good stuff, you're gonna have to commit to the dig. I remember when I would go with my mom when I was younger, we would be there for hours and hours, and I would want to leave, but we would come out with some of the best stuff, and I still live by that rule today. That's all of my thrift tips for today's video. I feel like I have so many more. I could talk about this topic forever, but I hope your closet thanks you, and I hope this makes you into a thrifting pro as well.